Good morning all of you. Myself Dr. Pooja from the School of Commerce and Management. Today we will discuss a new topic, that is grievance handling. First I would like to define the term what is grievance. Grievance means a state of dissatisfaction over an issue in an organization. It means when some person is unsatisfied with our issue in organization, this state is called the grievance. The issue may be vary from person to person. There may be issue of transfer, there may be issue of reward system, there may be issue of favoritism, whatever. There may be various issues, all these result into grievance. It means when a person feel he is unsatisfied with an organization attitude, employees attitude and their superior attitudes toward them, he feel injustice, he feel unsatisfied. This is called the grievance. It can be defined as it is a state of discontent which must always be expressed. It is void and ridiculous but must grow out something connected with the company's operation or policy. The complaints affecting one or more individual workers in respect of wage, payment, overtime. It means that grievance can be result of various position, various issue. There may be issue regarding with their wage payment, regarding their overtime, regarding their leave, regarding their transfer, regarding their promotion. When people feel that they are not equally treated, they feel injustice, they feel situation of dissatisfaction, it is all comes under the grievance. In organization, grievance should be handled in the most possible way, because if there is situation of unsatisfaction, there is situation of discontentment, it will result in the low morale of employees, they will feel mentally disturbed. So it should be handled very carefully. Main characteristics of grievance, we can see that grievance arise out due to the perceived injustice or unfair treatment. When employee feels that they are not treated well, they feel they are not treated justly, then they feel we need something grievance handling technique. After that, it is the state and feeling of discontentment with the organizational issue. When a person is feeling and unsatisfied due to the family issues, due to there is problem in the family, when there is any fight between the neighbor and person, it doesn't comes under the grievance. When we talk about the organization related issue, then it's come under the grievance. Next, the causes of grievance may be real, it may be fake, it may be rational, it may be irrational. So there are various causes that can cause the grievance. Next come grievance may be voiced and unvoiced. But whatever it is in form, it should be expressed in the written form. Whenever we feel that there is grievance, there is any position of dissatisfaction, there is any injustice, then it should be present in the form of written format. The issues which are related to the employee's family, related to their personal life, they are not included in the grievance. Rather, the issues that are directly connected with the organization, that is directly connected with the employer and employee relationships, junior and senior relationship, regarding the subordinate and superior relationship, all this comes under the grievance handling processes. Next come the various sources of grievances. Managerial conditions, there may be various causes that cause grievance. There are various situations. These can be from the side of management. There can be management practices. There can be management policies that result into grievance. These can be regarding the wage rate and system of wage payment, how employees get their salary. It may be differentiated from one person to another person. It can called grievance. Next, overtime, due to the different relaxation given to the person due to their overtime payments, it can also become a situation of grievance. Next, benefits that are given to the employees regarding their promotion, regarding their incentives, regarding the seniority, they can also create grievance and feeling of dissatisfaction among the employees. Next, there can be lack of role clarity when individual employee is not clear about their roles, what they have to perform, what are the responsibilities that are demanded from their side. It can also create grievance. Next come autocratic leadership. When leaders behave in the autocratic manners, he doesn't give any power to his subordinates, it can also create a feeling of dissatisfaction. Next come lack regards of collective agreement. When there is no collectiveness between the employer and employee, employees and their juniors. So all these are the various issues that can cause grievances from the side of managerial. Next come working condition. There are certain situations that are directly related with the work environment where an employee has to work. These situations vary from organization to organization. They can be unrealistic work practices. They can be non-availability of proper machine and tool that are required for doing a particular job. They can be tight production standard when standards are set too much high and individual employee feel uneasy to achieve them. There may be bad and poor work condition, unhealthy working practices. There may be poor relationship between the superior and the employees. There may be negative approach of discipline, and there may be favoritism treatment from the side of employer. All these things come under the working condition where an employee has to work. Next come the personal factor. There are certain factors that are within an individual. They can come in the category of personal factor. They can be narrow attitude of an individual. There may be over ambitions when their ambitions are too much high or too much low. There may be egoistic personality when they have not realistic assumptions, when they perceive the things negatively. They may be non-cooperation in their nature. They are not easy to cooperate with other, and there can be various personal problems from that are outside the factory. There may be any personal issues that are related to the personal employees. All these factors also result in the occurrence of a grievance. After come the effect of grievance. When there is satisfaction, when there arise dissatisfaction among employees, when they feel injustice, they feel different type of sorrowness, though it will bring various results. The results may be seen on the production, on employees behavior and on managers. We categorize them in three parts. First, the effect on production. When there is grievance, there is low quality of production. Second, there may be low quantity of production, and there is increase in the wastage, increase in the cost of production. All these things had adverse effect on the production. Next come effect on employees. When employees is not satisfied, he feel injustice, he feel unequal treatment, then he is mentally depressed. He feels low level of motivation, his absenteeism increased, there is reduction in the level of his commitment, his working also there is deficiencies in work commitment, there is a reduced level of employees morale, and automatically his efficiency to work will also decrease. Next come impact on the managers. When there is a situation of grievance, the manager also have strained relationship with their subordinates. They have very suppressed relationship with others. They need increased supervision. They have to spend more time to investigate the person. They have to spend more time to check their work, and they have to, all this result in increase in their unrest. They have to work continuously without resting. So all these are the negative or inverse effect of grievance. Next come grievance identification technique. How we can identify grievance? Grievance can be identified by the observation, by open door policy, by grip box and exit interview. We will understand these terms one by one. First is observation. Observation means directly observe the behavior of the individual. When we notice any change in the individual employee behavior, we can see that there is certain issue that arise in his mind, and it hinders his work. So by directly observation we can notice the changes. Grip boxes. Grip boxes means the suggestion boxes that are placed in an organization. They are easy to access. Employee give their suggestions in boxes and they are read out by the management from time to time. They are also an important source to identify the grievance. Next come open door policy. Open door policy is not very common in today's scenario because in modern scenario the organization size has very large. It is not easy to every time for every individual that they can directly go to the management and they can ask about their grievance, they can tell their problems to them. But previously when there is small size of organization, the open door policy exists where the person who feel dissatisfied, who feel injustice, they directly go to the management and tell their problem to them and quick solution is given to them. Next come exit interview. Exit interview is conducted in organization when an employee is left the organization, an interview is conducted. Organization try to know the facts, organization try to know why the employee is leaving that organization, what are the positives and negatives of the organization, what are the weakness where they should work. So all these are the various factors that helps to identify the reason of the grievance. Next come grievance handling procedure. Grievance handling procedure. In grievance handling, the very first process, an employee that feel discontent, he can directly go to his immediate supervisor, that is foreman. If he is not satisfied with his action, he can approach to the supervisor. After some time, if he feels that his problem is still not solved out, he can go for the head of the department. When head of department take the issue and give his recommendation, still he feels that his problem is not sorted out, then there is a grievance committee that is constituted and they give their recommendation over the issue. If the employees still feel that it's not working, it's not up to the mark, the remedy that is given to him, it's not justice, then he can go to the managers, and if managers also unable to sort out his problem, there is committee of union and management representative. And if he feels still unsatisfied with the issue, then final and last step is the voluntary arbitration. When there is a voluntary arbitrator is appointed, he listen the problem and he try to give out the solution of these problem. So all this is a very procedure and step-by-step procedure that an employee has to follow. He has to make a written complaint and giving to this complaint to the foreman. The foreman has to answer the complaint within the 48 hours. Next, in the second stage, it goes to the supervisor and head of the department. They will resolve the issue within 3 days. Then it is transferred to the grievance committee. The committee will give their recommendation within 7 days. After that, communication of decision is given within the 3 days with the help of management and the superior chief executives. If still employee feel dissatisfied, he can appeal to the union committee and management representative committee. They can give their recommendation and final they can appoint a arbitrator that can resolve their issue, and they have to also give their recommendation within 7 days. So it's a procedure that are defined by the government of India. Any organization that can choose that procedure for the handling of grievance. It is not compulsory but voluntary. Organization can follow all these steps or it can skip any of them according to their choice. Next come essential of good grievance handling procedure. Whenever an issue is solved out and grievance is solved out, it should be based on legally sustainable. It should be sustainable in nature. Next, it should be mutually acceptable. That is acceptable by the both party. The party that feel there is something misbehavior, injustice is done to him, and the person who is supposed to doing that injustice, both are mutually agreed with the grievance handling procedure. Next, it should be easy to understandable. The justice that is done, it should be very easy to communicate, and the justice should be fair itself. It should be highly flexible, means if we feel there is requirement to change, then it should be easy to change. Next, it should have proper knowledge of the case, what are the issue, why there is, what are the reason behind the grievance. All these things should be clear by the proper knowledge. Next come the objective of this procedure is to give an employee's remedy so that he can feel competent, so that he can feel connected with the organization, his issue can be solved out within the time, and he can do his work well in organization. The grievance handling procedure, as we told, there is open door policy, and second one is there is step to ladder policy. In step to ladder, there are certain stages and there are certain steps are given. In stage 1, the employee has to make a written presentation of his grievance, and he has to present this application or his complaint to his immediate supervisor, and the supervisor check and see the issue. Next, it is hand over to the management or chief executive. The chief executive, labor officers, and the management and the committee that is formed to deal with that issue or check the issue on their behalf. And higher levels, in stage 3, higher levels depend and give their recommendation over the issue. So these are the 3 steps or more than 3 steps. It's depend on the organization as they opt. Next come essential of a good grievance procedure. The essentials means the basic quality that should be included in the grievance handling procedure. It is already explained that it should be legally sustainable, it should be mutually accepted by both the parties, it should be easy to understand the issue and the cause, the effect, all the terms are very clearly defined, and it should be highly flexible, that means easy to change, and it should give proper knowledge about the case. What was the reason behind the grievance, what are its impact, what are the causes, and how it can be removed. It should give sufficient knowledge about the grievance. Next come guidelines for handling the grievance. How we can handle a grievance. There are certain do that we should follow when we are handling the grievance. The do include what we should do. First, we have to investigate the case very promptly. We have to understand the reason behind the grievance. Next come talk with the employee who feels that injustice is done with him. Directly we should go to him and we should talk with him. Next come require the union to identify specific contractual provision. If there is any contract that is done by the management and the employee, then it should be read very carefully. Next come visit the area of grievance where exactly the employee is working. We should visit that area. Examine the grievant personal record. The person record is examined very carefully. Fully examine prior grievance record. If such kind of grievance is already happened in past, it should be very carefully read out. Next, hold the grievance discussion privately. It should not be disclosed to everyone. It should be kept secret, and when the cause, effect and everything is clear in mind, then it should be told out to the relieved party. Then fully inform your on superior. The person who are directly in the close list of the employees, they should know the issue, what exactly is happening, and they should also guide properly. So these are the steps they can follow by any persons who are doing the duty of handling a grievance. He can directly do these all things, and while he is doing the grievance handling procedure, he should avoid certain things. He should avoid discuss the case with union steward alone. He should never talk the union stewards alone. He should talk the issue with both the parties when both the parties are available there. He should hold the back remedy if the company is wrong. He should not take the step back when there is found any mistake from the side of the management. When there is find mistake from the side of the company, then he should not step back. He should follow the grievance handling procedure. Then admit to the binding effect of past practices. In past, if such things are happen, he should also recognize them. He should also collect facts from them, and he should try to settle the grievance that is based on the fair techniques, not based on the labor agreement that are written in the labor agreement. It should not be like that. It should be based on justice, and it should be based on the fair treatment. Then it should cover the long written answers. No, try to give the immediate remedy to the persons. It should not be hold for too many times, hold for too many years. Then it should be settled without the withdrawal. All the grievance should be settled. They should not be left over from time to time. They should be settled within the time limit, within the reach of the organization. And agree deny grievance because of management pressure. Never deny a grievance due to the management pressure. If management is found guilty, there is any problem from the side of management, there is any fault from the side of company, then it should be highlighted. It should not be stepped back because management is involved in it. It should be always fair. So all these things are kept in mind when grievance handles is done. Next come, what are the benefits for handling the grievance? The grievance should be handled from time to time. There are various benefits, as it enables the management to make a cordial relationship with the employees. It provides a channel to the aggrieved party, that is aggrieved employee that feel dissatisfaction over some issue. So it provides them remedy. It provides clues about the behavior and attitude of the management and employees relationship. It gives them how cordial relationship are maintained between the management and between the workers. It also ensures the person that there is certain mechanism that will work for their welfare. If there is certain problem arise, it can be solved out, it can be read out, it can be not suppressed because management is involved in it. It should be treated fairly and justly. And when then employee feels that his problem is treated, he is given attention, and he feel motivated towards the organization. Always all these things will increase his morale. All these things will increase his level of commitment toward the organization. So all these are the benefits of the grievance handling. Next come, what actions are taken when we have to handle a grievance? The action can be taken of oral reprimand. It means the person who is found guilty, who is found in the state of any dissatisfaction, he is the reason behind any injustice, then the person should be given oral warning. He should be given some written warning also. If oral warning is not sufficient for them, then he can be given certain recommendation that he should improve his behavior, he should improve the techniques, improve the qualities, improve his leadership style that are causing injustice and dissatisfaction among the employees. Moreover, there may be a reduction in his increments, reduction in his promotion, and his pay hike also reducted during the times. And moreover, he can also transfer from the place, he can go for the demotion, and sometimes he can also go for the suspension also, and discharge is taken from his duties. So all these are the remedies that are given to the employees if anyone is found guilty during the grievance handling procedure. The various actions that are taken are oral reprimands, that are oral warnings given to the persons. There may be written warnings, written recommendation, there may be denial of their increments, promotion and pay hikes, and there may be pay reduction and disciplinary demotion. He can be demoted, he can be transferred from another place. And sometimes suspension letters are also issued, and there may be discharge or dismissal of their duty. Their duties also, they are also relieved from their work. After come, how we have to handle grievance. Grievance should be handled according to MC Georgia. They say that grievance should be handled on immediate basis. They should not be let it be done by themselves. They should be taken very seriously. They should be handled with care, and they should be handled on immediate basis. Next come, when the grievance handling procedure is done, it should be impersonal. There should be no personal biasness in the justice process. It should be fair, it should be equitable, and it should be consistent. Consistent means it should be based on logic, it should be based on justice, and it should be prompt enough. Next come disciplinary actions that are taken during the grievance handling procedure. There may be forming and issuing a charge sheet. The person who is found that he is the main cause of any grievance, then there can be a charge sheet made against him. Considering the explanation, he can be asked for giving an explanation that why you are doing that behavior, why you are creating injustice, why you are doing certain that can creating dissatisfaction among the employees. Then he have to explain the issue. After issuing the notice of inquiry, there may constitute a committee that can inquire about all the case, who is found guilty, he is find out, and the remedy is given to the person. Next, holding a full-fledged inquiry. The full-fledged inquiry and data is collected about the real fact and figure, where the grievance is handled and exactly the employer and employer is working, the place they have to get all data from there. And final order of action, if we have to implement the action plan, then order is also given to them to explain the real situation, what are the causes and why they behave, so they have to give full-fledged action. And finally, follow-up procedure, they have to time follow-up procedures also taken to take care whether the grievance is solved out, whether the problem is still arise, whether the employee feel satisfied or not satisfied. So we can say that in this way, grievance handling is itself a very important phase in any organization. There may be various issues that can arise from time to time regarding the organizational practices. There may be issue regarding their wages system, regarding their salary increments, regarding their termination, regarding their promotion. Employee can feel all these issues can result in the feeling of injustice, unequal treatment. Employee can feel that their immediate supervisor is not treating all of them equally. So all this situation can create a situation of conflict, create a situation of grievance. So all the grievance should be handled on immediate basis, they should be handled on impersonal basis, and they should be handled on quiet and justified way. This is for the benefit of the organization as well as the employee itself. Thank you.